Hello and welcome back to Tidbit of Torah. As we prepare our homes and our hearts for the high holiday season, we encounter a Torah portion, Ki Teitzei, which offers us deep wisdom to help guide our process of teshuvah, or return and repentance, for this high holiday season. How does that work? Well, in Deuteronomy chapter 22 of our Torah portion, we find the mitzvah of Hashevat Avedah, which means returning a lost object. The Torah teaches us that if another person loses an ox or a sheep or another animal, we can't ignore it. Rather, we must return that animal to its owner. And by extension, not only an animal, but any other object that is lost. What does this have to do with high holidays and teshuvah? Well, Hashevat Avedah, the mitzvah, returning a lost object, and teshuvah, first of all, share the same root, which is shuv, return. And when you think about it, teshuvah is very much a process of returning, not objects, but that which we've taken away from others through our words or deeds or otherwise. We need to restore or repair that which we've taken in order to mend, to heal, and to return to being our best selves. And let's look a little bit deeper, and as we do, we can see the incredible meaningfulness of returning lost objects as a mirror for the process of teshuvah for ourselves, and also the importance of cultivating these parallel processes in our children. I don't know about you, but we are losing and finding and returning things all the time in my house. In fact, just yesterday, I lost my cell phone for hours, and I only found it later in my daughter's lunchbox, where, of course, she had hidden it in the morning. But nonetheless, all the time, Maytal or Liel is saying, Ima, is this your shoe? Abba, is this your cell phone? Liel, is that your necklace, etc.? And I try to cultivate in my kids a spirit, emphasis on returning these objects to friends and to one another, etc. That mindset of repair and restore, of getting out of the me, mine mindset of our time and focusing on returning, finding, fulfilling this mitzvah and helping to heal the wounds, the lostness that exists in our world and between us and other people, the ways in which we can step into that. But it's not easy. And Judaism teaches us that just as it's a lot of work to return lost objects, so too it's a lot of work to do teshuvah. The rabbis say we have to go back 1, 2, 3 times sometimes to ask for forgiveness. Or sometimes it's hard to grant forgiveness to someone when they've really hurt you. It's a lot of work. And secondly, sometimes Judaism teaches us that there's also a time to let go. Not every person is going to grant you forgiveness when you ask for them, just like not every lost object can be returned to its owner. Imagine losing a white t-shirt, for example. You would never expect that t-shirt's going to come back to you if it doesn't have a name on it, an identifying logo, or something which the rabbis would call a siman or sign, which would identify it as you. Without such a sign or an ability to find its owner, the rabbis say that finders keepers becomes the modus of operating in Jewish law. And if we go back and look at teshuvah, sometimes we have to recognize that we need to let go of asking again and again for forgiveness that we're just not going to receive this year, or something that we're just not ready to give. Just like we let go of those breadcrumbs into the water, as we'll do with the HEA community at Bellevue Park on Tuesday after Rosh Hashanah for high holidays. Sometimes we just need to let go and wait to next year, or wait to when that thing is ready to be forgiven, or when we're ready to forgive. Thirdly and lastly, there's a wonderful lesson that the mitzvah of returning a lost object teaches us and our children in terms of being reflective about the process of return. Think about what it might take to return a lost puppy in your neighborhood. All the questions you might ask. What is this puppy? Where did it live? Where its owner might be? Where was it last seen? Etc., etc., right? So too with our children and with ourselves. We can think about what are the questions that we want to ask this year to help prioritize our processes to teshuvah and really make them most meaningful and a growth process for us and our children. I love this challenge, thinking about how I might ask my children and other young children about where they could be a kinder friend in the year to come. Or where, now that they're 1 year older and wiser, where they could be a nicer sister, celebrating the ways in which they can make change and then help following up with them when they do. Just how we might also celebrate when a lost object is returned. In fact, just a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of fulfilling the mitzvah of Hashevat Avedah. There was a kid from camp who lost their monkey on the bus ride home from Ramah, and I had the pleasure of returning her stuffed animal to her. And the look of joy and restoration and love on that girl's face when she got back her beloved stuffy reminded me of just what an important mitzvah that can be for children, but also what an important way of teaching our children about returning into the relational piggy bank, that which they've taken knowingly or unknowingly from friends, siblings, teachers, or other people. So I want to wish you all a Shana Tova Umituka, a holiday season that is sweet, that is healthy, but that is rich with returning to your truest self, helping our children return to their best selves, and helping to teach and grow through this very process of return in a rich, reflective, challenging, but also giving ourselves a break kind of way this year. Shana Tova, Shabbat Shalom.